I'm very glad to be back in what we call as Amchi, Mumbai, the home ground of Sunil Gavaskar ji. Let me begin with this very interesting name, One World, One Family. How did it come about? All credits to him. Because we were in San Jose 2 years ago, and he was there, and some of our trustees, global foundations were there. And as we were talking, I was mentioning about this idea of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is our ancient Upanishadic principle, which says the whole world is one family. Imagine nobody other than an Indian sage or a philosopher said this, that the whole world can be one family despite our differences. But this idea, how can we promote it in the world? Because you see, the world is, unfortunately, even in this 21st century, is getting increasingly divided. There are wars and conflicts and strives happening everywhere. So as we were discussing, it just came out of my mouth that one world, one family is the way it should be. And he immediately caught it. And he said, what a wonderful name, one world, one family. I think that is the greatest message that the world can hear today. And thanks to him that a passing remark like this became the mission's motto. And today the whole mission is run on this idea that we are one family, the whole world is one family. And to celebrate this idea and make it even more known, this cup came into existence. We had opened a new cricket ground in the same campus, Sathya Sai ground, which was founded 50 years ago under the guidance of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba by one of his devotees. And this is the ground, the picture is there in front of you. So the inauguration of the ground also coincided with this One World, One Family Cup, thanks to Sunil ji's Herculean efforts to bring all kinds of wonderful players from many countries who came together. And as he said, the most beautiful part of the whole thing was the last ball of the match. And that was the last winning ball or winning shot, you can say. And on the batting was Irfan Pathan and the bowler was Yusuf Pathan. And imagine one of them will win, one of them is going to lose. Whatever happens on that last ball. It was such an exciting match. And in that thrilling moment, the last ball and Irfan Pathan hits it. And then he wins the match. But once they win the match, they don't go and abuse each other like many times people do, or don't have enmity or anger. They both go and hug each other, laugh it out, saying that what a twist of fate this is, that one brother has won, one brother has lost, but then they both celebrate. So that is the idea of humanity, that we all have some losses, some gains. As a world, we exist in different ways, but at the end of the day, when we come together and sit across the table, we become one family and we enjoy each other's company. We celebrate this idea of oneness. So that is the idea of this cup. And we're very grateful that this year, this is the second edition, which is largely happening between Indian legends and Sri Lankan legends. Again, it is led by Sunil Gavaskar ji's efforts. On the Sri Lankan side, why it is Sri Lanka this time, not the mixed team, is because we have also built a hospital in Sri Lanka. On the eastern province side, where there is no hospital, almost for 200 kilometers, rather 400 kilometers, people would have to be taken if they got a heart attack to another center which was quite far in Jaffna. And we have built it somewhere in the middle, in the eastern side, in Batikulo. This is the first cath lab in the whole region. So you can imagine if somebody gets a heart attack, within first hour they have to be treated, otherwise they'll die. So when I went to Sri Lanka, I came to know there were 30,000 war widows living on that eastern side, and they requested some help is needed. When we went and talked to the hospitals locally, they said cath lab, that is catheterization lab, which helps you to take care of your heart in case you have a problem. That wasn't there in all the history of Sri Lanka's 75 years of independence. So we set up the cath lab, and now it's running very well as a mark of gratitude. It is again to Sunil Gavaskar ji's credit that he called up his good friend Arvinda De Silva. They must be arch rivals when it comes to cricketing, but as friends, there's so much respect for each other. And Arvinda was telling that even after the match, they all will huddle and sit with you, and they will learn from you, and they will listen to you and learn from you. There was no enmity, there was no rivalry in those days. So Arvinda became our trustee in the Sri Lankan Foundation, just as Sunil Gavaskar is the trustee here in this Heart Hospital Foundation. And then he took it upon himself to tell about it to more cricketers in Sri Lanka who also came to the hospital. They were very touched. And by now 2,000 plus lives have been saved. 2,234 is the latest number. I also have to keep myself updated. So that is the number today. These many people saved because of the intervention, a collaboration between India and Sri Lanka. And that is the thing that we are celebrating this time. And I'm very happy to tell you some of the best of the Sri Lankan cricketing legends are going to be here at the ashram. So also from the Indian side. And we are looking forward to again spreading this message that in this world, if we all can think of another person as also a member of our family, we don't need a religion, we don't need a philosophy, we don't need any teaching of any master. This simple idea is good enough to live harmoniously and peacefully in the whole world. And that idea is something that the mission promotes. Again, we are looking forward to receiving you all. Sathya Sai Grama is only a stone's throw from the Bangalore International Airport. It's a very scenic place. The ground is beautiful. It's surrounded by hills, very pristine and scenic surroundings, very elevating experience. So that is something that you should see. And the best part is that at the end of this match, a new cricketing academy, a cricket academy is beginning. Last year we had a discussion with Sunilji saying how can rural kids also get opportunities to come up in life if they have the talent. How can we train them? Because it's quite expensive to get a good training. And he said, I'm willing whenever you decide. And this time, when we met Sri Vishwanath ji, we thought we would honor him because he also has been one of the most remarkable cricketers who had a repertoire of all kinds of shots that you can think of, a legend of a kind. So he also is a part of this whole endeavor. And he said, I will also lend my services alongside Sunilji, and whatever we can do for the rural kids, underprivileged, so that they also can learn this game of cricket and make their country proud. So we are starting an academy, Vishwanath Gavaskar Cricket Academy, with 30 students in the first batch, all junior level cricket playing students, and then we will take care of them and take care of their accommodation, their training, their food, nutrition, their health, whatever it takes for them to become good cricketers. And hopefully someday they will become a part of the Indian cricket team and make the country proud. So that is the other initiative that I wanted to bring to your attention. Again, thanks to Vishwanath ji and Gavaskar ji. We also would be honoring Mr. Vishwanath for his feat of 50 years of 97 not out, for those who might have seen the match long against West Indies. And he stayed put and scored 97, which made us win the match in the series. So that is something that we are celebrating, honoring him for that. And on a personal note, you mentioned about 10,000 runs of Sunil ji. I remember I don't want to say what my age is, but I was still in school that time when this happened. I remember it was an afternoon. I don't remember specific details because we were kids still. And this match was going on, and only Doordarshan would relay all those matches. And everybody was glued to their TVs. And in those days, where I come from, Chhattisgarh is a very small state. And we were in a small industrial town. TVs were also not there in every home. And you have to really be at the mercy of the antenna on top, which will keep turning according to the wind and rain, and then you'll miss the most important points of the match. But this is a time when he scored 10,000 runs. I remember the whole colony, the whole town actually burst into celebrations. Everybody was out on the streets, kids, with their plastic bats and balls, whatever they had. And the moment this match got over, everybody was on the streets playing cricket, old and young. But that is the kind of inspiration that he left behind with that feat of his. And still today he is an inspiration for us. But the most important thing is that he is not just another cricketer, as you said. Not only he brought glory to the game of cricket to our country, but now what is he doing? He is a part of this global humanitarian mission, specifically for the children with heart diseases. And right here in Mumbai, we have a hospital in Kharghar, in Navi Mumbai, Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Children's Heart Hospital, where every day we do 12 to 15 surgeries for children who come from all around Maharashtra. And they are poor children, they cannot afford a surgery. And he goes around the world, talks about this cause and raises support for this cause. Not only that, he has raised support for our medical school. As you see, a new big hospital, 600 bedded, perhaps the world's largest free hospital is coming up right there in the ashram. So you get to see that as well. And it is free and available to everybody, and it has all the specialties. Now postgraduate courses are starting. That is why we need a bigger hospital. And that is going to be another remarkable achievement of the mission. And I will not shy away from saying the very first donation for the medical college came from Sri Gavaskar ji and his wife. When he heard, he called me, he came, and he made the very first check he wrote for the mission. So he's not a man who's just speaking, he's the man who's actually doing. And his actions are now louder than his words. And I have told him that now, though you are not batting formally for the team, but now you are batting for this mission, I think this is the best thing that you are doing. And he says, yes, this is my third innings. And he has inspired his own brother-in-law, Vishwanath ji, who is also starting his third innings with this particular initiative. So this is the coming together of so many good people. I'm sure you have enough to protect up there, but you have much more to protect in here. And that is why you are watching us. Thank you.